Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I'm very, very excited to be coming to you today with another fresh new guest interview, and this one's really special. This is one that's kind of out of the ordinary. It's not one that I really thought I'd ever be doing, but thanks to Mike Parlier from Alabama Roofing Professionals. If you listen to that episode, we did that, I don't know, maybe a month ago it was, I think. So it was really fun to do an episode with Mike, and he was like, hey, we're sponsoring Spencer. Spencer's coming in here soon before the race in Talladega. And I was like, well, let's try to get him on the podcast. He's like, yeah, we'll see what happens. He texted me 30 minutes ago and says, hey, let's do it. So I'm excited. We have Spencer Boyd. Spencer, how you doing this afternoon, buddy?
Doing well, man. Happy to be in Alabama.
Yeah, you had a little bit of an accent. I mean, are you from the South?
Missouri.
Oh, see,
So,
yeah, it's not the South, but I would say you're kind of country out there.
Yeah,
so.
We're not Minnesota.
That's right. Exactly. You're not New Jersey, not New York, anything like that. So if you are, we are videoing this for the YouTube. We might put it on YouTube. I don't know. But if you see it on the YouTube, what's up? So anyway, I just want to kind of get into your story, man. Tell us what you do, really. Like I said, this is not one that we would ordinarily have, an interview. So I'm like, it's interesting. It's not really... It is business, but it's a different aspect of the business that I normally talk about. So tell us about what you do, man.
Yeah, I'm Spencer Boyd, NASCAR Camping World Truck Series driver, and been in NASCAR for 7 years now. So lucky to call it my full-time job for the last 5 years. And really it's an all-encompassing job of doing a lot of marketing work and things like that throughout the week, and then being the guy that's actually holding the wheel on the weekend.
Yeah, I was looking at your Instagram, being a pedal pusher. That's what's in your bio. So is that what you do on the weekends? You push a pedal, right?
Yeah,
so,
loud pedal push.
And hold on to the steering wheel real tight.
Sometimes tighter than others, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Talladega's probably one of the fastest, if not the fastest track on the circuit.
Yeah, and isn't that so? Some of you are listening might never listen to NASCAR or know anything about NASCAR or anything like that. But I think tune in. This interview is going to be really fun. It's going to be a fun conversation with Spencer. We're not just going to talk about racing the whole time, but let's talk about it for just a second. I mean, so we grew up. Talladega is one of the like you said, one of the best in the Cup. I mean, right? It's one of the best tracks in racing, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I mean. What makes Talladega so special is there's only 2 tracks on the circuit that are 2.5 miles long, and obviously an oval. So high banked, you're gonna go do 195, 200 mile an hour.
Yeah.
The race is 3 to 4 hours long, and all the cars are racing inches apart. And when things happen, it happens quick. So as a fan, it's really exciting. For a driver, any track that has that kind of speed where things happen quick, you're just tensed up. It's a little bit more wild of a weekend.
I'm telling you, this podcast is going to go so many directions because I'm going to think of stuff as you say it. Like, how much have you ever calculated? Like, how much weight do you lose in a race from like sweat?
Man, it's hot. So you'll lose anywhere from 8 to 10 pounds.
Really? So I was kind of goofing off. So you actually lose that much in a race?
Oh yeah. A lot of water weight. You'll gain it back the next couple days, but
that's
it's so
insane.
hot.
Yeah. Especially when you're racing in July. I mean,
no air condition.
Yeah.
To make the vehicle super aerodynamic, there's no wind coming in.
Yeah.
So you're wearing a fire suit, helmet. It's hot. Typically, in that July, August, about 140, 145 degrees in the car.
Oh my goodness. Do y'all have like oxygen coming in through your head, like through your helmet or anything? Like how do you keep a good level?
So, I guess you can call it oxygen, right? So you have a air conditioned unit that hooks up to a 1-inch hose that goes into your helmet and goes out about 3 1/8-inch holes right there by like your eyebrows.
Yeah.
So right there, keeping your crown cool, but it's basically taking outside temperature, dropping it 20 degrees. So if it's 90 degrees, but what's cool is when you're doing 195 mile an hour, that enforced air, is coming in. So it is cooling and relieving and awesome because when it doesn't work, you're like,
you're
damn,
dying.
it's hot.
But I can't imagine.
It's not like, jumping in the Suburban and turning the AC on.
Yeah,
Nothing
for
like
sure.
that.
You can't crank it on the max AC button. They don't have that in the trucks.
No.
So back to Talladega for a second. Those banks. My dad was a huge racing fan. He grew up going to Talladega back when you could get down in the what's the middle there?
Boulevard.
Yeah, he could get down in that and watch the races from down there. I don't know all the details, but he always talks about, and I've watched it growing up a little bit, the banks at Talladega. Like, how fast? Don't you have to be going like 80-something miles an hour just to go around a turn?
Yeah, I mean.
Like, just to make it without your car sliding down?
Right. So anything under, 75, 80 mile an hour, the vehicle is going to start sliding. Like, if you stop on the banking and just come to a complete stop, the car is going to slide.
Really?
All the way to the bottom. So
what degree do you know what degree the banks are there?
I think it's like 36.
That's insane.
Which is a lot.
That's pretty
right?
steep, yeah.
I mean, it's wild. And then what makes Talladega so different than probably its like closest competitor would be Daytona.
Yeah.
Talladega, there's a lot. It's old asphalt, and there's a lot of seams. So the seams have that asphalt sealer. Well, man, in this Alabama heat, that starts getting real slick.
Really?
So you can really feel it when the tires slide over. So as you change lanes throughout the corner, you feel one tire slide, then the next tire slide, and it's just like you're walking your truck through the corner. It's a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, that's got to be terrifying though. Like a little
first
bit.
time.
Yeah, first time. So take us. So now we've caught up on Talladega and the race suit and all that. Take us to the beginning. How did you even get into racing? Because we have a mutual friend in our industry who does professional like go-kart racing.
Yeah.
And he's like a grown adult and his kids do it and stuff. He's a big something like that. So how did you get started? Did you start somewhere like that, or how did you get into it?
Yeah, I mean, go-karts are pretty much like everyone's first stepping
Entry
stone.
level, yeah.
So I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri. Jumped in a go-kart when I was 5 years old and had a lot of fun. It's tough to remember exactly, how that all went down. But parents, gave me the opportunity to race go-karts, and we had a lot of success. But what was cool, probably the most cool thing, was, my dad was doing all the work. So, I could go out there, get better as a driver. My dad was getting better working on the go-karts, and we were having a lot of success. And then it just turned into, well, let's go see how we stack up, in the region. Let's see how we do nationally. And we kept kind of pushing each other to get better and have a vision of like what we wanted to consider success. And it was, chasing trophies, right? Which, as a kid, 5, 7 years old, all your friends are playing baseball, soccer. They're getting one trophy a year.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting a trophy every weekend. So, I was a cool kid on the block.
You got to get a whole room in the house devoted to your trophy room.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so it just became an addiction, and then ultimately realized North Carolina is where you got to live. Just all the NASCAR teams, drivers, opportunities are out that way. So I was 14 years old, racing legend cars out on the East Coast, and it worked out. Talked my parents into leaving their 20-year jobs, and we moved to North Carolina, and we were naive and probably a little bit crazy, but it's worked out at this point.
That's insane. It sounds like just the rest is history after you made that trip is what it sounds like. I mean,
well, a lot of hard work on my parents' end, and myself. There was a lot of rocks to flip over and get to the next level. So that's when it turned into a business.
Yeah.
I'd say, right there at about between 16 and 18 years old, it went from I'm racing cars and I want to be a NASCAR driver and I think this is cool to, okay, if this is going to happen, there's definitely some steps that we need to take.
Yeah.
And then, what can I do outside the car to better myself, to put myself ahead of some other people?
Yeah, that is so cool. It's a story that, like I said, I've never really been in touch with the whole NASCAR racing series type stuff. So in the beginning, back when you're 15, 16, what was that process like? I mean, how did you decide, man, this is what I really want to do? And what was the money like in go-karts? Like, were you making good money on the weekends going and winning these races? Or were your parents taking losses going and just building the reputation to get it to the point where you can go NASCAR?
No making money. Right?
Wow.
You got to throw that to the wind. It's at that level, as a kid, you were winning zero money.
It's just a trophy.
It's crazy.
Wow.
So between like 11 and 14 years old, I probably raced 35 weekends a year.
Oh my goodness.
For zero money back. And I wasn't putting the money up, right? So my parents were, and then There are sponsors helping us out, even at that level, right? Like there's engine builders, tire companies, go-kart manufacturers, and just different people within the industry that want to help you out. But right, like nothing's for free.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we want to latch onto that kid because we think he's good and it's going to help us get our brand out. So more of the local kids buy our products because he's winning nationally.
Yeah.
But you're still spending money. So
yeah,
parents were, definitely had, good jobs, upper middle class. And I was very fortunate growing up, but I was racing kids that probably had, some
Way
more
more
resources
money.
than we had. But
I think that makes your story even cooler, though.
yeah, I mean, it adds to it.
Yeah.
Adds to it.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of fun racing the go-karts. And then, to your question, I'd say at 14, when we moved, that's when it was like, well, shit, I think I'm going to be a NASCAR driver. Like, you're making, it was like a fork in the road, and it was like this went from, I never took it as a hobby. I always thought, I'm doing exactly what I need to do to be Dale Jr.
Yeah.
Well, when
Is that who you looked up to?
That's who I looked up to.
That was who our favorite driver was growing up. That was my dad's favorite. So
yeah, king of beers.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, okay, from what people are saying, and then in your own mind, right, you're like optimistic as a kid. I'm like, okay, I'm doing everything I got to do to make it. Then at that point, it was like, okay, fork in the road. If we got to move to North Carolina. Yeah. If we don't move to North Carolina, in my mind, it was like, might as well just go play tennis. So
hey, you make a lot of money playing tennis.
I did like tennis, and I did play tennis for a year. But that happened, moved, and then the rest was just like a lot. It was like being underneath a rock fall.
Yeah.
Because it was just every time you turned around, it was like, this is getting harder.
Yeah.
And, I could see it in my parents, like, man, they know something I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and looking back, now that I'm 27, I'm like, man, they saw the competition.
Yeah.
And they saw the dollars. And but they always stayed optimistic.
Yeah.
But you could tell that they knew, man, this is pretty unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was just like,
just going, yeah.
Let's do it. If we win races, we're going to make it happen. So, won a lot of races. So I was fortunate on that end, but there's a lot more to it than that to actually get to the next level.
How did you get good? I mean, that's kind of a weird question. It's kind of a pat question, but like, how did you teach yourself? Because like back when you were, I guess, was there really like, how do you learn something like this? How do you learn to drive? Is it strictly experience? Is it like watching YouTube videos? Is it like influencing wasn't really as big as it is now back when you were starting? So
right, like I think what you do now wasn't even available. Right,
that's how
I'm not
far
going to say it's
easier.
I'm not going to say it's easier to make it now.
Yeah,
but I'll say that if I was to write a stepping stone of how to do it, there's a lot more resources and a lot more different things that you can do now.
Exactly.
Where back in my day, which seems weird to say, but when you look at when I was, 8 to 10 years old, right, 15 years ago, plus, when you look at that, you didn't have simulators. Racing games were on PlayStation, not even Xbox. Xbox was like, like not even Xbox back then.
I remember, like, I had the original Xbox with like the steering wheel, little steering wheel, and the pedal attachment and stuff. That was that was fun.
So like, those gave you the motor skills, right? And you're like, okay, like steering wheel, pedals, same thing, right? Like you're thinking it's a direct correlation. But now, like the simulator I have at my house right now is like, whoa, like it's 10,000 times cooler than Xbox, right? It's more realistic and things like that. So now a kid can do that at 10, 11 years old and drive NASCAR on iRacing, and it doesn't cost anything when you wreck the car, and you don't have the feel of 180 mile an hour. But the same issues that we fight on a typical weekend, tight, loose, vibrations, the bumps of the racetrack, all that's in there.
You can put that in there,
Man, NASCAR 2004 didn't have that.
Exactly. You could barely see the cracks in the road, much less fill them.
Yeah, like I remember jumping in there and driving Dale Jr.'s car, and it just said beer on it. It didn't even say the sponsor, right? Like, it's just a different time. And, so how'd I get good? my parents gave me the opportunity to race a lot.
Yeah.
And then I was able to race a lot of really good people. So you were able to, back then that was like GoPros were coming out and, that time period. Mm-hmm. So you're filming stuff, watching film. Parents had the handy cam. You're watching, you're figuring out where kids are beating you. Data just started getting popular. So on the timing and scoring on your go-kart, you had track maps and throttle trace and all these things that I learned at a young age that now is like something we use on a weekly basis. Mm-hmm. And you're looking at the same graphs and so you just get drilled in your head like this is the method. I don't know, like I almost compare it to the first day I got a riding lawnmower at my house. I didn't know which way to do the lines.
Yep.
And it's like, man, I could hop on a foreign racetrack that I've never seen in my life and probably be really close, but this isn't my world. Mm-hmm. I'm like, do I go this way or that way?
Yeah.
So it's just doesn't make things harder or simpler. It's just what you've grown up doing.
Well, it's like they say repetition is the key to learning, I feel like. And you did that over and over and over and over again, and it kind of built you in. And so what's cool to me is like you were an entrepreneur at that point. You didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Or did you know it?
I'd say I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, you were just out there racing. You were, like you said, you didn't treat it as a hobby, but you were just having fun going out and doing what you thought you needed to be doing.
Yeah, like the word brand wasn't in my vocabulary. It's not like I was like, oh, I'm 11. I'm building the Spencer Boyd brand.
Yeah.
It was like, no, I'm just racing and I want to win trophies. And then as it goes on, you start realizing like, okay, like I got to set myself apart.
Yeah.
And just like any business, it's like, okay, now you got a logo and you're building a brand and what can you do? How good are you? What are you doing differently? And then what do you do to give back, right? So I think those are three strong pillars of any business is how you stand apart, what are you willing to do differently, and then how do you give back? Because at the end of the day, like I think that's very important and something I've been able to do the last 7 years that I've been racing. And my deal with the Spencer Boyd brand has been veterans and made in America. So it's been a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you build a brand?
Ready to charge up your business and take it to the next level? Well, plug in and join us for Launchpreneur Academy Live 2022. Don't miss this electrifying opportunity to hear from our top industry professionals. Get powered up in this high-energy atmosphere, learning trade industry knowledge and ways to level up your thinking. This high-energy teaching and networking event is full of motivational information, giveaways, and trade industry secrets. Take charge and register now for the industry's largest training event of the year, Launchpreneur Academy Live 2022.
All around, it's just a great experience.
I didn't realize how important that LAL is.
You get more than you spend at for a 4-year degree.
Man, I can't wait. This has been a great event, and I will definitely be back next year.
Take charge and register now.
Launchpreneur Academy Live is Saturday, November 12th in Novi, Michigan. Get your ticket now for the early bird price of $197. The price goes up October 10th, and the link to register is in the podcast description.
So how do you build a brand? How did you go about that? Well, first I want to finish the rise to NASCAR, I guess. So you go from go-karts. What is the next phase? Like, is there like a minor league racing? Like, how do you get into legit big like NASCAR racing?
Yeah, so I think the best way to look at it is the whole time as you're getting older, you're trying to get in faster cars, bigger cars, and race on bigger racetracks, right? So it's just this, you go from here, imagine the go-kart at the mall, and then just make it as scientific and crazy as you can think and just keep going. So the progression for me, which is pretty common, was go-karts to legend cars, which legend cars are like old-looking 34, 37 Ford Chevy sedans. They're purpose-built race cars. They're new, right? They've been around since like 95, and they're still made today. So it's a popular series that you do from like 13 to 18 years old is kind of like right there.
Yeah.
And then you move into late models, which is the first opportunity to be in a full-size stock car. And typically The age of that is ever changing. It keeps getting younger and younger, and then you see kids get out of go-karts and legend cars sooner. So you see guys jump in late models at 15, 16.
Yeah.
I was 18. Did it for 2 years. Short time. Ran 23 races, won 21.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I drove what I didn't realize, but drove a really good car and got hooked up with a good team, and things worked out. It wasn't like the team that everybody wanted to drive for, and it wasn't the car that everyone thought should win, but it worked out, and we won a lot of races. And we're kind of fast forward in this part, but at that time I was selling cars, finishing my marketing degree, and working at the same car dealership my dad was. So I'm learning sales, and I'm learning, man, this grind sucks. Like, I don't want to sell cars the rest of my life. And I'm looking at racing, and I'm like, man, it's in my hand, but it's like, man, this could really, like, in the blink of an eye be done. And my parents were like at the end of the rope, like, we're done spending money, and our dollar's not going that far, because if you could spend 50 to 100 grand a year in go-karts and legend cars, like, you could race a lot. 50 to 100 grand a year and late models, that's just a summer.
Yeah.
And these guys are racing 10 months out of the year, not 3.
Yeah.
So that's when I started getting sponsors, trying really hard. And, I'm not, like, it's not this miracle where, we found this huge sponsor, right? It was like all these little pieces coming together and making it happen. And we were winning, which made it easier. And that's where, I have a lot of kids reach out to me, and they're like, oh, I'm 15, I'm 16, I want to make it in NASCAR. And it's like, well, have you won? And they answer, like, sometimes it's like, I've never won. Well, why'd you move up?
Yeah.
And I think that was the thing that my dad kept instilled in me was, we're not going to move up to the next level until you are, like, the man at this level. Like, when you win everything, then we'll move up. When you win all that, we'll move up. There was no, like, you're good enough, let's try it. So that type of mentality, helped me not fast-track my program. And there's a lot of kids that think I'm not going to make it in NASCAR unless I'm racing in NASCAR at 18. I made my start at 20. Most people would think right now, like, that's late. Here I am, 27, still fortunate enough to be here, So it's like, don't pigeonhole yourself. And I think that's with any business, whether it's, trying to be a race car driver or business in general, don't lock yourself into a timeline. And not to say sit back and let things happen organic. You got to be at the forefront of it, and you got to make it happen. But understand that your timeline's probably not realistic.
Yeah, don't force things that don't need to be forced.
Yeah. Like the overnight success story is, I think it's all over Instagram, but it's like you're selling the sizzle but not the steak. When it comes to social media, and it's so easy to compare yourself. And I think all that stuff was really new as I was coming up. I was like growing up with social. Now it's like kids are seeing social media at 7, 8 years old, and it's like, man, where's that going to take you? Because I was that kid with a lofty goal and dream, and on social, everyone just shares what's perfect.
They don't share the good and the bad.
Even the business. I have sponsors that I'm like, man, things look a lot better on social media than in real life. No, that's good. I totally agree with every bit of that. There's not enough good and bad on social media. We try to pride ourselves in, like, we're going to show you the good and the bad and the like all of it from top to bottom in business. We're going to tell everybody, all of it, because, like, that's how you build. That's how I learn. It's from other people's failures. Like, that's how you should be learning. So that's really cool. It's like we talk about social media. I'm not sure exactly where you are in business, but if social is that important. But on my business, social media is the cheapest, most affordable way to reach people, right? And then you try and align yourselves strategically with people that are going to help get you out there more. So for me, it's like, okay, if I can align with partners that are spending dollars to promote themselves, and I can latch onto that and get promotion out of it, social growth is huge. And what's funny is you talk about the good and the bad. I'm driving through Atlanta, and my dad's driving. So let's set the scene so it doesn't look like I wadded this thing up. So he's driving. I'm in the passenger seat. Traffic's terrible. Car merges lanes. We're merging lanes. Of course, we got the right of way because we feel like it.
Yeah, that's right.
And they mirror tap our mirror and knock the glass out. Well, what's crazy is I'm sponsored by a replacement mirror company.
No way.
So it's like I can't get mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got Burco. I'm good. So, but it's not like a ferry where it just boom, the mirror's good. So we still got a long journey and week ahead of us without a mirror. And my dad's like, man, you got to put that on Instagram. And my initial thought was like, man, like I was napping like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Now the mirror's broke. Like I'm just thinking about where we're going to eat dinner. And if you got enough death fluid in this thing. So I'm like, you know what? It's not that big a deal. Let's make an Instagram post. So make it, then throw it on Twitter. And it's crazy because all these people are commenting and it's like, you're relatable.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge for social growth, whether it's a business or like an individual. If people can relate and see the struggle, like, man, I'm just Spencer Boyd racing in the truck series, but it's like somebody hit his mirror too. Like that happened to me 2 months ago. Like, it sucks, but how do you fix it?
Yeah. That's right. That's the mentality of how do you fix it? How do you move forward? So what does the business model look like growing it to what you have today? So now you are in the camping. Is it still Camping World?
For now,
Yeah.
3 more months. It'll be Craftsman next year. They're back.
Okay.
So 95 to 2005, it was the Craftsman Truck Series.
Yeah, that's what my dad always calls it.
Yeah.
So like you at the Winston Cup. Yeah.
Mike over there, it's Winston, Bush, and Craftsman. We're getting close. They got Monster back, so it's not beer, but it's just as bad.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're drinking a beer, you need to be drinking a Montucky Cold Snack.
That's the best kind.
That's the best kind.
Okay.
It goes back, Smith. But what does the business model look like?
Are you sponsored by them?
Well, actually, it started out, I should be sponsored by Advil. That's how it happened. But after a few I will say Montucky helps.
Yeah.
So it turned into a sponsorship,
okay.
But it started out as just me hanging out with some people in Austin and having a few too many of these blue
and then
cans.
Needed your Advil?
And then, Advil's not a sponsor. That's just me being a good guy. But highly
Advil, if you'd like to
recommend.
sponsor, send a check to this location.
That's right. I'm sure you've gotten a headache here and there.
Yep. I'm an ibuprofen guy.
Ibuprofen. Solid. Yeah.
I've heard you're not supposed to do that, though.
Ibuprofen?
Yeah, I've heard it like tears away your liver or something.
Oh, well.
I don't know.
Whatever.
It works, though.
Whatever gave you the reason to take the ibuprofen is probably worse for you.
Exactly right.
So as far as the business, it's weird.
Yeah.
I think that was the toughest thing for me to wrap my head around as I was like going to school for marketing. I'm like, I'm going to go to school for marketing.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to sell myself. Then I'm going to be in racing and it's all going to be great.
And race, yeah.
Like that was the 18-year-old, like, I can do that.
Yeah.
School, that's not bad. And then call some people and somebody, I win a lot. So in my mind, I think it always seemed a lot easier than it ended up being. But the desire and the fire kept you, like the nose didn't hurt that bad and just kept going. Well, as I learned about the business, I'm like, wait a minute. The race teams are their own entity. Okay.
Yeah.
The tracks are their own entity. NASCAR is its own group. So NASCAR's trying to get sponsors. The teams are trying to get sponsors. The track's trying to get sponsors. And the drivers are trying to get sponsors. Man, that's a lot of people trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is everyone doing that? Well, because it costs so damn much for everybody to operate, right? Mm-hmm. So the businesses NASCAR operates, it's not like the NFL and things like that. So when you look at NASCAR, there's no players union. Everyone gets charged to play in their sandbox, but they put on the best motorsports in North America.
Yeah.
So it's most watched thing on TV, honestly. So when you look at that, if it wasn't for NASCAR, then the tracks wouldn't be a necessity. And then the tracks have to pay NASCAR to put the event on.
Mm-hmm.
And then the teams have to pay NASCAR to go to the racetrack. And so there's just like this big circle of money.
Yeah.
But ultimately, nowadays, the teams are looking for drivers to have sponsors and bring the sponsors to the team. So it almost looks like the drivers are paying. They're not paying, but they're bringing the sponsors. So they're looking for the best driver they can find with the most sponsorship, because speed costs money, how fast you want to go.
Yeah.
So what it looks like in my day-to-day business is, okay, speed costs money, how fast you want to go. Got it. That seems pretty simple. Like, that equation doesn't seem crazy.
Yeah.
So I need to go align myself with the biggest partners I can get to generate the most dollars, to go to the team, to the best team that I can afford to go to. Hopefully they manage the dollars in the right way, and ultimately I run better. And every time I run better, then partners want to spend more money, right? So that's how it works. But what is the sponsor getting?
Yeah.
So for us, the big thing is the sponsor's getting, logo placement on the car, and the car is on the truck. You're racing on Fox Sports 1 in front of 1.5 million TV viewers any given weekend.
Yeah.
You talk about like Talladega, it's 2.53 million,
Wow.
right? It's just that much bigger of an event. There's 25 to 50,000 people in the grandstands.
Yep.
Talladega, that's at the higher side. So it's the impressions. And then what I've learned over time is, why do partners want to be in? Credibility.
Yeah.
Right? There's those sports that you think about, right? And like products too. Like, hey, are you using that new weed killer? Yeah, where's it at? I got it at Dollar General. You're like, nah.
Yeah.
I got it at Lowe's. Credibility. Hey, we sponsor this lacrosse team. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, we sponsor NASCAR or the local football team. There's just certain things that have more hype, right?
Yep.
Like in America, I think it's race cars, football.
Yeah. Especially in our region.
Especially in the South.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, there's a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
And you'll see, if you look at just a map of like NFL, SEC, and NASCAR,
Yeah.
the same company may not sponsor both, but that genre of business, roofing, landscape, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Restaurants, it's all that blue collar,
Yeah.
middle to upper middle class. It's not down at the bottom. It's not at the very top,
Yep.
but it's right there, and it's the heart of America.
Yeah.
And I think
It's the
that's
backbone
what's
of
so
America,
cool,
yeah.
right? Like, it's blue collar people. Like, where I came from is the same people that follow me on Instagram and watch me on TV. Like,
Yep.
when they bump into me at the racetrack, it's like, we're the same person.
Yeah.
I just got fortunate enough to wake up and do what I want to do every day.
Yep. Yep.
Now, depending upon how hard I work, will determine how long that lasts.
Yeah.
But those conversations, keep it going.
You say you're fortunate enough, but you put a lot of work and stuff into it. That's the thing. Like, these people got to take away. So what is one piece of advice as we wrap this thing up? I don't want to hold you too long. I know y'all got other plans tonight. Thank you for taking the time to do this. What's one piece of advice you would give somebody who is looking to start, maybe a young guy like 15, 16, 17? There's a lot of those that listen to the show and is looking to build a business. And I know most people listening in are building landscape companies, pressure washing companies, something like that. So it's different than what you're doing, but in the same sense, in a different sense, it's not. Like,
Yeah.
you're still building a brand, you're still building a business, you still have to sell, you still have to market. So what is like a piece of advice you would give to somebody who's trying to do that?
Yeah, I think it's, first off, you got to be willing to do what others can't or aren't willing to do.
Yeah.
I think once you look at what you're selling or what you want to chase and, do for a business, those are the main things. And then looking at, don't let the no scare you, right? It doesn't matter what business you're in. If you're in landscaping, someone's going to say, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And as soon as you walk away from that house, it's like, oh, what do you mean? Like, you don't want to sponsor me? You don't want my service? You don't think I'm good enough? You're going to go through 1,000 no's, but the yeses pay off. So I think you have to get comfortable with the no, and you also have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Like, bills are coming in. You got to pay this. You got to pay that. Things aren't always easy, but if everything's on autopilot, you're not pushing yourself hard enough.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's good, man. The last question that we try to ask all of our guests here, it's kind of simple, but it can be complex. It's just, what is your why?
Yeah. I mean, my why's probably changed, right? I think everyone's why probably changes. I'm 27, so, my why at first was well, I want to be Dale Jr. Now, a lot of people would probably say, man, you're not really on track to be Dale Jr. You know, he was a Daytona 500 Cup winner, and you're still in the Truck Series, and you're 27. He retired at 40. Where you think you're going to be?
Yeah.
I look at it as my why now is I want to run as many NASCAR races at this level as I can, and I want to win. It took me 3 years to win. I want to win at least one race every 3 years until I retire and show that, you know, I had the ability to do it. And in this sport, 3% of NASCAR drivers ever win a race. So, you know, that may not sound like a super high success rate, but every race I enter, there's 35 losers and one winner. It's you know, football, it's a team, right? So, you know, it's 50-50 shot. Seems like our odds are way less, but I'd say my why is chasing that next win.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Was that your first win? Your tattoo right there?
That's it, right there.
Your first win was
had to get it done.
Talladega. Was that the one?
Yeah.
Was that it? The one
that was it.
That was your first win ever?
Yep.
That's
in
insane.
NASCAR, yeah. 10, 12, 19, Dega, and I put the flag upside down on my truck, so it's upside down on my arm. But
wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's just letting people know I need help.
Hey, you're relatable. We all need help a little bit, man. Well, where can everybody find you if they want to connect with you, kind of check you out some more and see what you got going on?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Spencer Boyd PR, Facebook, Spencer Boyd Racing fan page, and Twitter, just my name, at Spencer Boyd. And check me out. I do all my social myself, so would love to meet you guys. And if you got any questions, hit me up.
You going to win tomorrow?
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
I hear you, man. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Spencer. That was a really fun one. It was really unique for me. Kind of an interview that I've never done before. He is a very successful NASCAR driver. Will be cool to watch and see if he gets up to the Cup Series, which is like the top of the line if you don't follow racing. So, anyways, that was a really, really great interview. We had kind of a weird ending. It was an in-person interview, and we had some stuff happen. So, we didn't get to do like a formal ending, but Spencer said where we can find him at. You can go find him there on his socials, and we will have those plugged into the description below. Thank you again to our show sponsor, Entrepreneur Academy today, and to for Brian, all the great content and resources that he puts out. We will talk some more on that on shows to come, but that is a resource center that is unmatched. There's really not anything like it. There's some new products that I know are going to be dropping here hopefully in the next couple weeks. So Brian's got that thing packed full of stuff and just got a lot of new stuff coming down the pipe. That thing's always going to keep getting better. So if you want to grow yourself and grow your business, go check out Entrepreneur Academy there, and he will definitely hook you up with some type of resource that you can help and grow your business to become more profitable and just more successful down the road. So without any further ado, that is going to wrap this one up, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.